Welcome to another episode, everyone. The police pulled up to No Jumper to holler at Munchie B about the Drakeo the Ruler's murder. We all recall a few months or so ago, Munchie B, I guess, made a statement on one of the podcasts and said that he had a drink with Drakeo the Ruler's killer every day. So apparently this has got back to the feds, the federales, that Munchie B supposedly knows Drakeo the Ruler's killer. Other individuals have made videos on and call themselves exposing Drakeo the Ruler's killer, etc. All of this stuff has been on the internet. And they pulled up to No Jumper to holler at Munchie B and Adam 22 about Drakeo the Ruler's killer. They pulled up to his place of employment to holler at him. Check this out.
Are we, do you have any interest in talking about what has been going on the past couple of days?
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't do that alone.
It don't matter because, I ain't running or shying away from them because, I ain't didn't.
Okay. I'm going to lay out the whole timeline then. I'm going to say what happened. And also, what I'm about to say might be the reason why this podcast is cut short, perhaps.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully not. But okay. Yesterday, sheriffs come here. Or not sheriffs.
CHP, California Highway Patrol.
Okay, they come here. They're looking for Munchie. Josh says, what are you looking to speak to him about or whatever? And they say, we're investigating a murder. And Josh, I guess, takes the card, texts Munchie, tells him, gives him the phone number or whatever. And that was that. Then today at, 11 a.m., 11:30, they're back. Same dudes, plain clothes, driving like a regular truck or something, I guess. And they, again, approach Josh and for some reason offer more information. They say, we're looking for Munchie and Adam. And that we're looking for them because we want to have a conversation about an investigation that we're doing into the murder of Drakeo the Ruler.
Wow. Yeah, well, it's time to go. It's time for Munchie to get up out of there. And that would be my cue. It's time for me to go. The police are coming up to my place of employment looking for me. Even though I haven't done anything, I didn't kill a dude, whatever. Still, there are all kinds of people in prison for crimes that they didn't commit. So I'm not taking any chances. Just get me out of here. I'm done. And then Adam says that they wanted to speak with him too. I don't know why they want to speak with him. I'm sure he wasn't nervous. Did you kill Drakeo the Ruler? I mean, why they want to speak with you? Do you know who killed them? Do you know anything about that? No. So it's not like he's facing prison time or something, Adam himself. But Munchie B is not either. They're not accusing Munchie B of ending this individual's life. Rest in peace to Drakeo the Ruler. They're not accusing him of that. They just think that he has some information about who did do it, apparently from the slip up that he had there on the podcast some months ago. I have to be careful. I just seen something the other day, or hell, yesterday, where they was talking about Mo 3's murder. The Congress or assembly people were talking about Mo 3's murder and said that the streets were not talking. This is how this individual had essentially put it, that the streets were sticking to the code and not speaking. So they had to turn to rap lyrics and YouTube, he said, to get information about what happened. Well, I said, whoa, got to be careful about the videos that we all make, giving out certain information, open cases, and giving, investigating and litigating the case here on the internet. Got to be careful. Sometimes there is a slippage. I'm sure I've had those as well. None of us are perfect when we're running content, but some things do not need to be spoken about, and you have to be extremely careful. So let's see what happened when they came. Now I'm gonna get out of here because I didn't want to cover No Jumper anymore. Unless something big is happening. I thought that this was worth all the back and forth they got going on and all that. I'm cool. I don't agree with the stuff that goes on there. So why cover their content if I don't agree with it? And they sent me a copyright strike before, you know what I mean? So I haven't been doing any No Jumper content. Even though I have fair use, I can do it. That's why I'm here now. But I haven't been doing it. I'm not going to do it anymore, really. I'm cool. But I wanted to see what happened myself with Munchie B. Why did the police come up there and did he speak to them or whatever? Because I heard that, I seen it in the title. I seen a couple other people tell. I said, damn, they went up to the no jumper looking for him in plain clothes. This is crazy. Man, I'm out of here.
Which was, I mean, I can only speak for myself, was mind-blowing to me because I'm perfectly happy telling everybody what my involvement with Draco was, which was like, over the years, we did 3 interviews, hangout, video shoots, see him at parties here and there, whatever. Never ever did we ever talk about any like street stuff or beef stuff or whatever. I wasn't really like so immersed in having those conversations at that time. And we kind of stayed out of like even talking about it on the podcast and stuff just because it was kind of close to home at the time.
But like the most salacious combos were on the pod, basically.
Yeah, for sure. He says on the podcast it was a little out there, but not anything that I would expect the cops to like want to question me about. So that was kind of shocking. And then also, I'll let Munchie speak, but like,
hold on. When you say he said, like, who you talking about? Like when y'all potty? Because I remember when AD was sitting next to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know, he was kind of. I think in that interview that we did, that he probably spoke more about like his beef and like people that he didn't like and shit than like on anything else. So at least that was the most me and him ever talked about. I never had an off-camera conversation about him with any street shit. And obviously, like, why would the cops care about off-camera conversations? Not like I have any kind of insider knowledge. I was kind of shocked to hear that they wanted to talk to me about it.
And the majority of like in all the interviews you did with him, the beefs that he did discuss, even in the first, it was like rap beefs and things of that nature primarily.
Yeah. We're talking about RJ and shit.
Yeah,
We weren't
like
talking about
Scheme and RJ and like, you feel me?
a lot of the street stuff with Draco, Stink Team, etc. Really only
Yeah, they didn't want to talk to you, Adam. They didn't want to talk to you about what? You don't know anything. Do they think that you have some information about who he may have had a beef with and thus who may have committed the crime more than other people who they talk to in the streets? All of these snitches that they get out here in these hoods these days and these witnesses and these snitches, someone has already told them everything about who he was beefing with. It's all on the internet who he had beefs with and who may have went up there and did it, and specifically who done all of this stuff. And for people who would know more than Adam would know, and I'm sure they've spoken with these people. So this is much to do about nothing. But then wanting to holler at Munchie B, well, yeah, what's that about?
Started to make sense to me once it was all said and done. When I'm like watching the Trap Lord Ross video, and I'm kind of like, oh, this is how all these different pieces fit together. Got it.
The thing, okay, I'm confused about a couple of things though.
Well, I did want to offer it to Munchie first.
Yeah, go ahead, Munchie.
See what he thinks about it.
Shit, I don't live at no jumper. Why they keep coming here? That's all. I mean, I don't know.
They came at 11:30. We be doing the news normally at noon. They probably thought you was finna be there at like that time.
Oh yeah, shit. I ain't homeless. I don't live here.
And that, well, yeah, you said, why didn't they just go to my house if they were trying to talk to me?
Right. So that's all.
Why is it the CHP? That's what I'm confused about.
I don't know. I had my lawyer hit them. No, they ain't return no email or no call. So
Oh, for real? Because I called the number on
the card
that they gave me and he didn't pick up. But it said it was an office number, not a cell number. And this, I probably called them like an hour after they came here. So I definitely didn't probably.
An hour after they came today?
Yeah, I called them. And my plan was basically like, I'm going to invite him in. I was going to Google this, but I was going to basically look up, like, do I have to divulge if I'm recording audio, having conversations with law enforcement? But then I was going to basically tell them, hey, I'm recording audio, just so y'all know. And then I was going to basically probably just put it out on the podcast or like let people know.
Oh, I don't, boy, look here. It's content over everything. Adam got content on his mind at all times. It doesn't matter what the situation is. He see dollar signs. He thinking ahead. He thinking about how can I monetize this. Look, he said he ready to invite them in, the feds, to sit down and do the podcast, basically, and he's going to record it and put it out there. Oh, man. Bro, they trying to take somebody to jail for life.
Because anything they're going to want to say to me, unless it's some real out there.
They record?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. I was just going to record it and put it out there so that people could hear the conversation. I don't know if they would have been upset about that or if they would have tried to push back against me. recording.
That might be all right though.
I think it is.
You're allowed to observe police activity, especially if it's like
So Adam about to put a sneak recorder on him then, but he about to record him without their permission. He thinking it's okay. He went in, and did some research to see if it's okay that he records them without their knowledge, apparently, and put it on the podcast. Munchie B said, yeah, they record people. He said, yeah, I think I could have did it. He's going to have a recorder in his pocket or something. Ain't no one safe.
Regarding you, you're supposed. That's why if you watch
not even the police safe at no jump.
Arrest footage and body cam.
I watched like 2 of them already today.
Yeah, okay, and they're
You know that shit.
Yeah. I end my night with it and sometimes begin my day with it.
And how often do you hear the people being like, oh, I'm recording, and they're like, that's okay, we are too. That's very.
But I mean, clearly you don't give about having this conversation because you're here, you're live. We were all anticipating when you were coming here today. We were all kind of expecting the cops to just pop out of the car when you pulled up and have a conversation with you. Apparently,
I was kind of prepared for that.
Yeah. But you're not worried about
they still might
having that conversation or anything?
About what to the I don't got no conversation for them because I don't know. That's what lawyer. You talk to my lawyer.
That's what your approach would be.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all want, bro. Shit, ain't nothing to talk about.
Damn. Yeah, I was gonna hear him out. I just want to know what the fuck they're talking about. And with the whole lawyer thing, it's damn, that's a lot of money for something where if I felt like I had even a semblance of plausible criminal issues, I would get my lawyer involved. But being that I have zero to offer,
that's not good, man. Either way, whatever reason they're up there, it would be uncomfortable to say the least. This is my place of work, and the police coming up here looking for me, talking about they want to talk about a murder. I don't want to discuss a murder. I don't know anything about a murder to talk about it. I'm not having a conversation with the police about that at all. Zero. I don't have not one word for you. I don't know nothing about none of that. You talking about? I'm not even telling you that I don't know nothing about it. I'm not saying a word to you. Good morning. Good afternoon, or whatever the hell it is. That's it. You have any information about it? Man, good morning, man. Good afternoon. I'm out to get out of my face. I'm not discussing anything with you. Nothing. So it's time to get the hell out of the way. You up here at my place of work looking for me, talking about discussing a murder. No.
Wasn't really worried about it, but
I don't got nothing to offer too. But they get to creating narratives, and they might, you know what I'm saying, they mind. They like delusional. You know, a journalist you was cheating and you was been on camera all these hours and there's no females nowhere. And you feel me? You was hugged up on Skid Row and shit. Supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah, no, I ain't worried about that shit.
I'm just saying, if I had ever even been in a car with Draco where someone had a gun, or where if I had even seen a drug deal one time, then I would maybe be a little bit oh. But also, who cares about drug deals?
I never been 5 or 10 feet away from that nigga. Just like Whack. I never been around Whack a day in my life.
Right.
I mean, if you look at, for people that have been watching this case or just, this story from the beginning, it seems like the LAPD in general has exhibited a lot of ineptitude. They don't really seem to know too much. I'm wondering if these recent videos and documentaries kind of brought the attention to them as to where they're
well, that's the question is, did the videos provoke them to take the investigation more serious, or
are the videos 100?
Well, that's pretty much what it is, because, the investigations seem to be laying dormant, at least as far as the public is concerned. Who knows what's happening behind the scenes? It is essentially a cold case, though, at this point. But again, who knows what's happening behind the scenes? If the police are really trying to do anything about it, I doubt it, for various reasons. The primary one being that Black lives do not matter in this country. This is not crying or playing the victim. This is just stating the facts. This is why you can kill a Black man and get away with it. This is why it took them 30 years, essentially, to try to find someone for Tupac and put him in jail. Still haven't found Biggie Smalls murder. We're talking about famous, rich and famous individuals that lose their lives. And the list goes on. So they haven't been really caring about the case and trying to put the individual behind bars. They probably did their investigation early on, of course. Once the streets were not talking or what have you, they said, okay, y'all don't care, we don't care. And they pretty much just left it like that. But then all these YouTube videos start coming up, and it got back in the forefront a few months ago when someone had brought it up. And then, as I said, Munchie had the slippage of the tongue, which happens. And Poetic Flacco made a deep dive into it, a video speaking about and naming the killer of Drakeo, the ruler, etc. With all of this fanfare and all of this publicity put it back on the situation, perhaps that helped the police drum it back up. There's a possibility that that's what happened. Either and now coming to open the case back up and holler at Munchie B and whomever has been on the internet and on podcasts that may have some information about the situation. Because as I just said, someone I just watched it yesterday was saying that they had to go to YouTube to get information. They probably they cannot use that information in court because YouTube can say this was for entertainment purposes only. Nevertheless, the information in some of these videos can still help lead them to someone, can help lead them to a suspect. And then they have to build their case from there, but they're listening and watching to get information to help their case along, not to use it in court, but to go gather individuals up, to gather a motive. For example, a lot of people have been talking about the young homie, Killer Clock, who lost his life a week or so ago and doing videos on it. And people were saying, oh, you can't trust your own homies and all this sort of stuff, right? Making it seem like it was an inside job. The police look at this stuff and now they have a lead. Now they say, oh, perhaps it was some inside stuff. Perhaps it was one of his own homies. Let's go and investigate this. This is what they're saying when they say, this is why they're looking at it. This is why I stayed away from that, because it's an open case. No one has been arrested. Don't know what's going on. What the hell? I don't know, man. Not to say that, like I said, that I'm perfect. I've spoken on things that I shouldn't have as well. I have to be careful. I'm going to be extra careful now. Looking at what I looked at yesterday, this dude admitting that they watch YouTube to get information. The police coming up here to speak with Adam and Munchie B about a murder. Said they came one day, then came back the next day. Like, Munchie B had to have his lawyer contact them and, and say what, and they didn't answer it. And Adam said when he called them back, they didn't answer. Well, who are these people? What if you all are calling back because you want to sit down and talk with them and say what happened? You want to give up the killer. They came and hollered at you, gave you a card, told you to call them if you have some information. You call them and they don't answer. Munchie B's lawyer called and they didn't answer. So who are these people? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to leave it there. Munchie B is not saying much. As we can see, he's being real careful. He said he has nothing to say to them, that they can speak with his lawyer. But to that point of this video, they had not spoken with his lawyer because they're not answering the phone. They may have called his lawyer back by now. We'll see what happens if they holler at Munchie B or try to holler at Munchie B. Just said he's not going to speak to him. They can speak to his lawyer. So there's not going to be anything to see here because there's not going to be any more information on this because Munchie B is not about to speak with the police. He just said that. He's going to have his lawyer speak with them. And his lawyer is going to tell them that he's not going to speak with them, that he has nothing to say. He has no information about whatever it is you want to speak with him about. There's no meeting here. Is he under arrest? Okay, leave him alone. He's not going to speak with you. So he doesn't have to speak with the police. He just made it explicitly clear that he's not going to. So that should be the end of it. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. As I said, there you have it. Plainclothes federales. Plainclothes police and pulled up to no jumper, not once but twice. Looking to speak with Munchie B and Adam 22 regarding Drakeo the ruler's unaliving. But apparently they didn't speak with them. Nothing came of it. Adam was ready to speak with them, get it on tape and bring it to us, but the police didn't go for that. Oh, wow. Be careful, man. Be careful, Munchie B. Stay safe and stay free, people.